All right. So here is our review. Here's the first question. Identify the exponent and the base, and then simplify the expression. So what's the exponent? Let me go back. So we have the exponent and what's the base? So what does 14 to the power 2 equal? So it's 14 times 14, 16. 196. That's the answer. All right, question number 2. Square root of 9 equals what? Yeah, because 9 is 3 squared. This is what this question is asking and telling you. Square root of 9. 9 is made up of 3 times 3, which is 3 squared. The square root and the square cancel. And the answer is 3. Solve the following problem using order of operations. 8 times square root of 100 minus 8 times 2. So using the order of operations, what do you do first? Special operations. So what's special here? Square root of 100. Remember, 100 is 10 times 10, or 10 squared. So the square root of 10 squared is 10. 8 times 10 minus 8 times 2. Now what do you do? Are there any more special operations? No. So what's next after special operations? What's second in the order of operations after special operations? Multiplication, division. So read left to right. Are there any divisions? Or are there any division or multiplications? Yes. Here's a multiplication. 8 times 10 is 80. Repeat the process. Are there any special operations? No. Are there any multiplication divisions? Reading left to right. Yeah, here's a multiplication right here. 8 times 2 is 16. Repeat the process. Any special operations? No. Any multiplication division? No. Any addition subtractions? Yes. So 80 minus 16 is positive 64. And that's your answer. So that's using order of operations. Again, no matter what math class you ever take, it's the same rules. Question 4. Another question using order of operations. Eight times 3 plus 3 parentheses 4 times 3 minus 6. So solve this. Equals what? So what's the first thing we have to do? Parentheses, order special operations. Reading left to right, here's special operations right here. So parentheses. Four times 3 is 12. Repeat the process. Any special operations? Here's a parenthesis, but we can't do anything inside there. So no special operations. Next thing we do is what? Multiplication division. Left to right. Here's a multiplication right here. 8 times 3 is what? 24. Special operations. We can't do anything inside the parenthesis there. So second thing, any multiplication division? Are there any multiplication or divisions? Multiplication. All of those mean the same thing. If you see anything in front of a parenthesis, that's multiplication. But there's no plus, minus, or division there. Has to be multiplication. So since it's positive times positive is positive. 3 times 12 is 36. Remember, treat the signs and the numbers separately. Left to right. Any special operations? No. Any multiplication division? No. So we left to right. Addition, subtraction. 24 plus 36 is 60. No special operations, no multiplication division. And we have a subtraction. 60 minus 6 is 54. So the answer is 54. Ready for the next one? All right, let's move on. Question 5. Use order of operations to simplify. What does it mean to simplify? To combine like terms. Solve means you're looking for an answer, x equals or y equals. Simplify means just combine all the numbers. Combine like terms. So it's 3 squared. 3 to the power 2 plus 5 to the power 2 minus 4 plus 2. First thing, special operations. Yeah, here's a special operation right here, exponent. 3 to the power 2 equals what? 9. Versus 3 to the power 2 means 3 times 3. Repeat the process, lead left, right, any special operations? Here's an exponent there. 5 to the power 2 is 25. 5 times 5. Left to right, special operations? No. Multiplication, division? No. How about addition, subtraction? Yeah, here's an addition. 9 plus 25 is 34. Left to right, special operations? No. Multiplication, division? No. Subtraction. 34 minus 4 is 30. 30 plus 2 is 32. Number 6. Convert to fractional notation. What does that mean? Yeah, it's going to be a fraction. What form is it now? It's an improper fraction. Well, no, it's not an improper fraction. It's a mixed number. This is a mixed number. We want to put it into improper fraction. How do you do that? Very good. So the coefficient times the denominator plus the numerator all over the denominator. We have 10 times 9 plus 4 all over 9. 10 times 9 is 90. 90 plus 4 is 94 over 9. There's your improper fraction. Number 7 is the same as 6, pretty much. 10, 3 over 8. So we know the bottom is 8. Take the coefficient times the denominator, add the numerator. Ten times 8 is 80. 80 plus 3 is 83. If the coefficient is a negative, just put the negative out in front and treat it this way. You know the answer is going to be negative, so put it in front and treat it this way. Write 30 over 6 as a mixed number. What is 30 divided by 6? Here's your answer. 5 is a mixed number. The fraction's not there. Find the factors of 34. What does it mean, find the factors of 34? That's prime factorization. The factors of 34, for example, are 34 times 1, 17 times 2, what else? Is 8 on there? No. So the factors of 34 are 1, 2, 17, and 34. We're on 10 now. Oh, we only have 50 questions to work on. We'll finish this today. Find the prime factorization of the following number. When you're looking for the prime factorization, that's when you use this factoring tree. What times what equals 55? Can 11 go any further? Can 5 go any further? Nope. So it's 1, 5, and 11. But yeah, this is why you have to go through your homework to make sure how they want the answer. Do they want you to include one? Because one's in everything. One's a denominator, one's a coefficient, one's everywhere. No, actually, that's it. All depends on how they want you to put the answer. And that's what the homework is important, to see what format they want you to put the answer in there. Determine if the number is divisible by 2, 3, 5, and 10. Is 105 divisible by 2, 3, 5, and 10? This is where you have to go through the rules of divisibility that we talked about in the third week, or the second week. Does 2 go into, what numbers go into 105? Are you sure? How do you know that? Actually, the rule was this. If you take the numbers of 105 and add them together, if that number is divisible by 3, then 105 is divisible by 3. So we know it's divisible by 3. Is it divisible by 2? What numbers are divisible by 2? A number is divisible by 2 if it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So if the last digit is an even integer or 0, then it's divisible by 2. 5 is not, so that's not. Is it divisible by 5? What's the rule about divisibility by 5? Well, no. Yeah, if the last digit is a 5 or a 0, then it's divisible by 5. So yes. What's the rule for divisibility by 10? Does the number end in 0? No, so it's not divisible by 10. So it's only divisible by 3 and 5. Write the fractions in lowest term. So simplify. 84 over 350. Where do we start? Start with the smallest number. Are these divisible by 2? Yes, because they end in even number or 0. So 84 divided by 2, 2 goes into 8 4 times, 2 goes into 4 twice. So it becomes 42. $350 is divisible by 2. 2 goes into 3 once, with 1 left over. 2 goes into 15 7 times with 1 left over. 2 goes into 10 5 times. Now, are they divisible by 2 again? No. Are they divisible by 3? 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 13 is not divisible by 3, so no. Is it divisible by 4? If it's divisible by 4, it has to be divisible by 2 twice, and it's not. Divisible by 5? No, because it doesn't end in a 0 and a 5. Divisible by 6? It's divisible by 6 if it's divisible by 2 and 3, so no. Divisible by 8? No. Divisible by 9? No, because if it's not divisible by 3, it's not divisible by 9. So there you go. That's the farthest you can go. Ooh, hold it. Yeah, no, there's something else. The rule by 7. 42 divided by 7 is what? 6. 175 divided by 7. 7 goes into 17 twice, with 3 left over. 7 goes into 35 5 times. So it's 6 over 25. Yeah, 7 has its own set of rules, but I've had just to try it, see if it both fit into it. So the final answer is 6 over 25. Multiply, give the answer in the slowest forms. 16 over 21 times 3 over 5 times 5 over 8. What's the rule about multiplying fractions? Before you multiply fractions, reduce. Can anything on top cancel with anything on the bottom? Yeah. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 21 7 times. What else? 5 goes into 5 once. 5 goes into 5 once. What else? Anything on top can cancel with anything on the bottom. About 16 and 8. 8 goes into 8 once. 8 goes into 16 twice. Nothing else cancels, so multiply. 2 times 1 times 1 is 2. 7 times 1 times 1 is 7. So your answer is 2 over 7. Because it doesn't have to be, it could be top and bottom, or it could be all the way across the whole equation. As long as any number on top fixes with any number on the bottom. Write the answer in its lowest terms, or as a mixed number wherever possible. 10 times 4 over 5. Are you multiplying fractions? Yeah, because This is the same as 10 over 1 times 4 over 5. Can anything cancel top and bottom? 5 goes into 5 once and twice. Nothing else cancels. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 times 1 is 1. 8 divided by 1 is 8. So there's your answer. Use multiples of the larger number to find the least common multiple of the following numbers. LCM of 3 and 12. What does it mean, least common multiple? Yeah. So what's the smallest number that both of these numbers fit into? 12 doesn't fit in 3. The way you do it is you can use this chart I gave you a long time ago. The number, factor them. 3 is made up of 3. 12 is made up of 4 times 3, which is 2 times 2 times 3. What does it need to be equal? They both have a 3. Three times 4 is 12 and 12. So the LCM is 12 because they both fit in 12. 12 times 1 or 3 times 4. Use multiples, another LCM. The number, factor. So 21 and 9. What are the factors of 21 and 9? So the top one needs a what? And the bottom one needs a. So 9 times 7 is 63. So that's the smallest number that they both fit into. Okay, it says rewrite 11 over 12 with 24 on the bottom. So how do we go from 12 to 24? Multiply by 2. So yeah, multiply by 2 to the top, which is 22. You go from 12 times 2 is 24. So 11 times 2 is 22. Rewrite the fraction. Rewrite 17 over 36 equals what over 72? So how do we go from 36 to 72? So do the same on top. 17 times 2 is, there's your answer. Add the fractions. Okay, I like whenever I add and subtract, if I can, I like to use the butterfly method. One times 5 is 5. 1 times 20 is 20. So on top I have 5 plus 20. 20 times 5 is 100. $25 over 100. But 25 over 100 can be simplified. How many times is 5 going to 25? How many times is 5 going to 100? 5 over 20. 5 goes into 5 once. 5 goes into 20 4 times. So the answer is 1/4. Whenever you have fractions, you're not done because you have a number. See if you can simplify it even further. 20 plus 5 is 25. 25 goes into 100 4 times. Subtract. 7 over 12 minus 4 over 9. 9 times 7 is 63. Minus 12 times 4 is 48. So 63 minus 48. 12 times 9 is 108. $63 minus 48 is 15. Can it be simplified any further? Yeah, they both have 5 that is fit inside there. So how many times does 5 fit into 15? 5 goes into 10 2 times. 5 goes into 5 once. 21 times. Does 3 go into 21? 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 21 7. So the answer is 1/7. Two and 2/3 on a number line. Two times 3 plus 2/3. So put it as an improper fraction first. 6 plus 2/3, 8/3. What we're looking for here is this. Starting from 0. We want our picture cut up in thirds. 1, 2, 3 steps in each number. We have to count 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's the answer. Or if you look at it, it's 2 2/3. So either way, you could do both, either one of those two methods to find that solution. But since the denominator is 3, we have to have each of these numbers cut up into 3 pieces. So it would be B, 2 and 2/3. The easiest way to solve these type of equations was all it's asking you to do is put the inequality symbol on which one's bigger. So start off, cross multiply. We have 2 times 4 and 1 times 3. 8 to 3. Which one's bigger? So that's the way the answer goes. 2/3 is bigger than 1/4. So take the cross multiply them and see what number is bigger. And then that's the same, it's gonna have the same direction, pointy arrow thing. I took this denominator, multiplied over here, this over here, and I compared the numbers. All right, do it again. So 1 over 2, 4 over 25, cross multiply, 1 times 25, 2 times 4, 25 is bigger than 8, so the answer is that. Use the order of operations to now solve this one, or simplify this one. Order of operations, what do you have to do first? Do the parentheses. So in this one, can you do anything inside the parentheses? No, it's already a fraction. So we have to get rid of the parentheses. What do you do with this 2 up on top? Yeah, I distributed both of them. 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 9. So I got 4 over 9 times 9. Since we're looking at fractions, 9 over 1. You're multiplying fraction. Can anything cancel? Reduce the 9s. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. So the answer is 4. Two over 5 squared times 5 over 3 squared. Two over 5 squared becomes what? Four over 25. Very good. 5 over 3 squared becomes 5 over 9. So it's 4 over 25 times 25 over 9. The 25s cancel. We have 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 9 is 9. So the answer is 4 over 9. Simplify using the order of operations. The first thing you have to do is what? Special operations. You have to do this one first. 1/3 squared becomes 1/9. Then what do you do? Yeah, since we can't do anything, now we go left to right. Addition. We have 1/3 plus 1/9. Nine times 1 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. There's a plus. I think plus 3. 3 times 9 is 27. 12/27. So this becomes 12/27 minus 5/27. Since you have a common denominator, worry about the top. 12 minus 5 is 7. 7/27 is the answer. Twenty-seven is made up of 3 times 9, so nothing go inside there. What do y'all think so far? All right. Find the perimeter and area of a building 77.6 feet by 24 feet. This is 24 feet long. This is 77.6 feet. What's the formula for perimeter of a rectangle building? Yeah, it's 2 length, or yeah, or basically just add up all the sides, right? And the formula for area is length times width. Two times 77.6 plus 2 times 24. 2 times 77.6 is 155.2. 2 times 24 is 48. So the complete perimeter is 203.2 feet. The area is length times width. So it's 77.6 times 24. When you multiply decimals, it's easier if you get rid of them first and then put them back at the end. So I'm moving it over one space. So I have to put back one decimal place at the end. 776 times 24. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28, 29, 30. 4 times 7 is 28, 29, 30, 31. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 1 is 15. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 1 is 15. Add the numbers. And put one decimal back. 1,862.4 feet squared. Because since we're dealing with units now, since we're dealing with feet, inches, meters, gallons, whatever, perimeter is strictly with the same units, feet. But area is feet times feet, which is feet squared. Because it's going to ask you that. Yeah, so it's very important because what they're looking for now is, yeah, the multiplication addition is easy. It's the units that they're interested in. Whenever you multiply the units also, because if you look at here, it's going to ask you what units. The perimeter is in feet and the area is in feet squared. Volume is in cubes because you have 3 sides in volumes. Ooh. Find the perimeter and area of this picture. (15 meters, 24 meters, 4 meters, 4 meters, 4 meters, 10 meters, 10 meters, and 15. Bless you. All right, so what we have to do here, we have to find two separate perimeters and two separate areas. Well, the perimeter is pretty straightforward. As you said, let's just add up all the sides. In this case, it's 15 plus 10 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 10 plus 15 plus 24. Fifteen and 15 is 30. 10 plus 10 is 20. 4, 4, 4 is 12. And then 24. 20 plus 30 is 50. 24 plus 12 is 36. 50 plus 36 is 86 meters. That's the perimeter. Now the area is a little bit different. If you notice, we have the area of this box and the area of this box. So the area of 1 plus the area of 2 is the total area. So the area of this first big box is 15 times 24. And the area of the smaller box is 4 times 4. Because we have the first big box here, 15 by 24. And the second box is 4 by 4. (24 times 15). 20, 12, 4 and 2, 360. 4 times 4 is 16. 376 meters squared. So basically what you're doing, whenever you have a weird shape, make as many squares or rectangles as you can and just add up each one separately for the area. The perimeter, just add up all the numbers. Remember, perimeter is whatever the unit is. Area is always squared. Why is it squared? Because it's length times width. Meters times meters is meters squared. Plot the following numbers on the number line. I thought I had another picture. I'm sorry, I thought I had another one of those. I thought I had one that had a whole bunch of things sticking out, so it was gonna make it more work. Any problem with plotting these numbers? -5, 0, and 1. Yeah, well, this one says plot -5. So you gotta take this and drag it over here. This one, leave it alone because that's 0. And this one, drag it over to that one. Graph -5 and 1/2. So where would negative 5 1/2 be? From here, left or right? Left. From here, left or right? From negative 5. Negative between negative 5 and negative 6. Because 5 1/2 is between 5 and 6. So it's between negative 5 and negative 6. It's right there. Find the opposite of 6/13. So what's the opposite of 6/13? That's not the opposite. That's the reciprocal. The opposite is negative 6/13. Negative 6/13 is the opposite. Okay, what's the opposite of negative 3/8? It's just 3/8. Opposite means just change the sign. So it's positive 3/8. How about this one? Let's see if you remember how I told you how to do these. It'll save you problems forever. Look at the signs first. What number is bigger, 2 or 1? So the answer is negative. Since the signs are opposite, you subtract. 2 minus 1 is 1. So the answer is negative 1. (11 plus negative 18). Order of operations. Do we have any special operations? Oh, here's, but we can't do anything inside there. Do we have any multiplication or division? Yes, we have multiplication. Where do we have multiplication? There's a 1 in front of the parentheses. As I said, always treat the signs and the numbers separately. So the first thing we have to do is positive times negative is what? Positive times negative is negative. Then 1 times 18 is 18. 11 is positive, 18 is negative. Which number is bigger, 18 or 11? So the answer is negative. 18 minus 11 is 7. The answer is negative 7. So we have negative 3/8 plus 5/4. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. 8 times 5 is 40. Negative 12 plus 40. 8 times 4, 32. 40 minus 12 is 28 over 32. Are we done? No, we can simplify. What numbers goes in both of those? 2. 2 goes into 28 14 times. 2 goes into 32 16 times. 2 goes into 14 7 times. 2 goes into 16 8 times. So the answer is 7 over 8. Always simplify your answers as far as possible. Six. Six minus 8. Eight's bigger than 6, so its answer is negative. 6 minus 8 is 2. And there you have it. So the answer is negative 2. Negative 1 minus negative 3. What's the first thing you have to do? You can't have two signs next to each other. Negative times negative is a opposite signs. 3 is bigger, the answer is positive. 3 minus 1 is 2. One over 6 minus 2 over 7. Seven times 1 is 7. 6 times 2 is 12. So it's 7 minus 12 over 42. Twelve is bigger, so the answer is negative. 12 minus 7 is 5. 5 over 42. Negative 5 over 2 is the answer. Multiply. Negative 40 times positive 3. Negative times positive is negative. 40 times 3. Now, basically, whenever your number ends in 0, 4 times 3 is 12, and put a 0 behind it. Or if I had this, if I had 40 times 30, 4 times 3 is 12, and 2 zeros. So however many, if your numbers end in zeros, you don't multiply those because it's zeros. Just put those at the end of the number. Negative 17 times negative 4. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is the answer going to be positive or negative? Positive. Negative times negative is a positive. So 17 times 4, 7 times 4 is 28. Positive 68. Negative 36 times 1 over 6. Is the answer going to be positive or negative? You're multiplying. Negative times positive is a negative. So we don't have to worry about the signs anymore. So what we have here is 36 over 1 times 1 over 6. Can anything cancel? 6 goes into 6 once, 6 goes into 36 6 times. So the answer is negative 6. Negative 14 over 5 times negative 23 over 42. Again, treat the signs and the numbers separately. Is the answer going to be positive or negative? Negative times negative is positive. So we know that the answer is going to be positive. So we don't have to worry about the signs anymore. So we have 14 over 5 times 23 over 42. Do they have anything in common? Yeah, 14 and 42, they both have a 7 in common. 7 goes into 14 twice. 7 goes into 42 6 times. How about anything else? Yep, 6 and 2. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 1 times 23 is 23. 5 times 3 is 15. How many times does 15 go into 23? With how many left over? And there's your answer. Actually, here it says type an integer or a fraction. So it'll take the 23/15. It didn't say put it in improper fraction or simplify. It just says put it as a fraction. So you can put that in there. Again, your homework problems will tell you how you should do it. -108 divided by -12. Is the answer going to be positive or negative? Positive, because the negatives cancel out. So what number goes in both of those? They both end in even integers, so 2 goes in both of them. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 2 goes into 8 4. 2 goes into 12 6 times. And then even integers again. So 2 goes into 5 twice with 1 left over. 2 goes into 14 7. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 27 divided by 3 is what? And there's your answer. -24/77 divided by 4/11. So how do we set this equation up? Whenever you have fractions and you divide by another fraction, how do you set it up? Very good. Change this to multiplication and flip the second one. Is the answer going to be positive or negative? Negative. Can anything cancel? Four goes into 4 once. 4 goes into 24 how many times? 6. What else? Yeah. 11 goes into 11 once. 11 goes into 77 7 times. 6 times 1 is 6. 7 times 1 is 7. So the answer is -6/7. -14 plus 12 plus 5 -7. What do you do first? Can we do anything inside the parentheses? No. So what's after special operations? Multiplication. Are there any multiplications? There's a multiplication right there. Negative 14 plus 12. So positive times negative is a negative. 5 times 7. No more special operations, no more multiplication division, so we go left to right. Addition, subtraction. Negative 14 plus 12. 14 is bigger, so the answer is negative. 14 minus 12 is 2. They're both negative, so the answer is negative. So you add the numbers. 35 plus 2 is 37. There's your answer. If the signs are the same, take the common sign, add the numbers. If they're different, take the sign of the larger and subtract the numbers. Three plus 5 times 5 minus 3. Special operations first. Three plus 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. Can't do anything inside the parentheses, so we have to get rid of the parentheses. Positive times positive is a positive. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 plus 10 is 13. Oh, yes, I forgot. I put these big ones in there. Negative 3 times 3 squared minus 3 or minus 3. Negative 3. 5 minus 14. Is that a division right here? It's a divided by negative 9. Here you treat the top and bottom separately. So on the top, inside the parentheses, 3 squared is 9. 4 minus 3 is 1. Same on the bottom. 5 minus 14. 14 is bigger, it's negative 9. Negative times positive on top is negative. 3 times 9 is 27. Negative times positive is negative. 3 times 1 is 3. Negative, negative is a positive. 3 times 9 is 27. Divided by negative 9. On the top, they're both negative, so the answer is negative. 27 plus 3 is 30. And on the bottom, we have 27 divided by negative 9. So the bottom is going to be negative. 27 divided by 9 is 3. Top and bottom are negative, so they cancel. 30 divided by 3 is 10. So treat the top and bottom separately until the very end, and then put them together. Another big one. Simplify the expression. 11 over 7 times negative 5 over 4 minus 1 over 4 minus 3 over 2. So what do you think you have to do first? Do inside the parenthesis. So you have 1 over 4 1 times 2, 4 times 3. So 2 minus 12 over 8. Negative 10 over 8. Negative 5 over 4. Then what? Well, since we can't do anything inside the parentheses, go left to right. Next we have a multiplication division. Here's multiplication. Positive times negative is negative. Nothing cancels top and bottom. 5 times 11 is 55. 7 times 4 is 28. Negative, negative is a positive. So we have a negative 55 over 28 plus 5 over 4. $55 times 4 to 20. 28 times 5 140. So it's negative 220 plus 140. 28 times 4. 112. Mm, 220 is bigger than 40, so it's negative. 220 minus 140 makes it negative 80 over 112. There's 8 on both of those. Yeah. 8 goes into 80 10 times. 8 goes in 11 once, with 3 left over. 8 goes into 32 4 times. So it's negative 5 over 7. Right. 49. Evaluate the expression 4r plus 3s for the given r and s value. If r equals 5 and s equals negative 7. So what do you do with those numbers? Just plug them in. What is r? 5. What is s? Negative 7. 4 times 5 is 20. Positive times negative is negative. 3 times 7 is 21. 21 is bigger, so it's negative. 21 minus 20 is 1. The answer is negative 1. All right. E equals 2L plus 2W. If L is 3 feet and W is 1 foot, find P. Just plug and play. L is 3. W is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. So it's 8 feet. Because you have 6 feet plus 2 feet. There's 8 feet. All right, so that's the first review for the final. That's for your 5-3 course. See, hopefully, by waiting so long, all this stuff is second nature to you. But with all the stuff we've been doing in the second half of the course, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, fractions, and numbers should be straightforward to y'all. Everyone should make in the 90s, if not hundreds, on this first exam. Again, the practice exams are worth whatever you get on it. 20% of that goes as bonus points. And on Wednesday, we'll do the other course, 0305 practice exam. And the final exams, this is 50 questions on this practice one. The practice exam that the actual exam I gave you won't have that many, I don't think. 14, 1, 2. We'll have 41. But how many of those questions were actually difficult? Maybe a handful, a couple of them, yeah. They weren't difficult, it was just a lot of moving steps. You have to be taken very careful. And that's why I want to go through it today, is if you go step by step by step, it's not hard. You just have to remember the rules. And that's why I said do the signs separately.